Dear African parent, please sit down. We need to talk. Yes, we do need to talk because there is a matter of concern that I felt we need to address. So many African parents are forcing their children into jobs that their children do not feel like doing, jobs that their children are honestly not competent enough to do. So the parent has dreams for his or her child. Grow up, get a job, become a doctor, and take care of us. That is the narrative that so many children have been forced to adopt. And I'm here to put it to you that it's fundamentally flawed. In fact, in loving and caring for your child, you might actually be destroying your child. So many African children are forced to take up jobs that they don't want to do. You know, when the good people at Forbes did a study about the future of work, they found critical skills that will matter in 2030. These include creativity, complex problem solving, elasticity, interdisciplinary jobs, and the ability to handle people, emotional intelligence, and people skills. And yet the African parent has done little to prepare the African child for the future of work. So many children are being forced into occupations and roles which they don't want. And honestly, they're only succumbing and taking those roles because they respect the parent. The parent is everything. After all, it was the mother who was there changing the diapers as the child was young. So African parents, are you preparing your child for the future, or are you setting up your child for failure? Have you taught your child to be enterprising enough for the fourth industrial revolution? See, there are many children who would rather be software engineers but are being forced to be doctors. There are many children who would rather be artists but are being forced to be lawyers. And I get it. From 1998 all the way up to the present age, we've had many people, professionals, who've thrived economically and financially. Education has been the key. But I think it's high time in this fourth industrial revolution that we need to rethink education. Because the advice you're giving your child today is advice that was sound in 1998. We have lawyers today who are getting paid by hustlers. We have doctors today who are getting paid by artists. It's the nature of life today in the 21st century, in the fourth industrial revolution. So my challenge to the African parent is, please stop forcing your child. I cannot begin to imagine what would have happened to me had my parents forced me to quit public speaking. I would not be the sensational speaker that I've grown to become. And I'm humbled by their contribution in my life because they gave me latitude and space to discover myself, to find myself in this world where we have 7.8 billion people all jostling and hustling for space. So my challenge to you is, do not become too involved in what your child finally becomes, because the hard truth is you are not going to wake up at 5 a.m. every day to put on a tie and a suit with your child and to take him to the job that you choose for him. So let your child make the decision. Be supportive, be part of the growth process, but for crying out loud, keep some distance. Because it is the children, the youth today, who will run the economy of tomorrow. And the skills that you had, the skills that put food on the table when we were children, are no longer opposite. So when I get a child, I will feed him, I will advise him and mentor him. I might even suggest the job that he should take. But what I will never do is to force him to become a doctor when deep inside his heart there is a fire that draws him towards being the best that he can be in the way that he sees the world. So, dear African parent, as you take on your parenting responsibilities, remember, there is one ultimate parent, and that parent never forced you or imposed you. That parent always smiles down upon you and wishes you well. Let's keep walking the talk. Cheers.